Hey everyone, welcome back to this channel. It's been a couple years since I've posted. I've recently started a PhD program, so I've got the time to post again. Yeah, if you're new here, my name's Eli and I'm a marine biologist and now a PhD student. And I created this channel to basically help people that are interested in marine conservation and marine biology careers get their career started and continue on and talk about opportunities and skills and things that are useful in these fields. And so I have taken about 5 gap years now. I graduated back in 2020 and have had a lot of diverse experiences over the last couple years that have given me a lot of experience with like the pros and cons of gap years. So I wanted to make a video talking about the pros and cons of gap years because I know that a lot of people on this channel are interested in grad school and might be facing those decisions soon. So this video is for you guys. So what exactly is a gap year? A gap year is basically just a year between when you finish your bachelor's and when you start a higher ed program, like a master's or PhD or a med school program, PA program, anything like that. And so why would you take a gap year? One of the benefits about taking a gap year is really just taking a break from student life. So student life can obviously be really demanding and also pretty restrictive. When you take a gap year, you can do anything you want. You can go travel, you can go experience the world, you can go and do a job that you've never done before or do any kind of experience that you've never done before. It gives you the freedom to do things that you've been wanting to do while you've been a student but haven't had the time or money to do it. You also get the opportunity to potentially experience a life where you can clock in and clock out, which is one of the best things ever. Coming from being a student to then not having the experience of not having to look at your computer for emails or Canvas or whatever for assignments is pretty incredible that you can just forget about working for the time outside of the hours that you're not getting paid. So wonderful experience, highly recommend. Another reason why you might take a gap year is because you might not know exactly what you want to do with your career just yet. And that's totally fine if you do. A lot of people graduate from their bachelor's or get to their senior year and just have no idea what they want to do next. And I definitely want to caution you from taking or just going ahead and applying for a program if you're not completely sure that you want to do it, because grad school is a major commitment and it can also be a major financial commitment that can lead to debt. And so if you're going to sign up for something that you're not completely sure about, if you happen to get to the end of it and actually don't want to do anything with that degree, then you might be facing a lot of debt and regret for spending a couple years doing something that wasn't actually that beneficial for what you now want to do with your career. I think there's a lot of caveats there because you can always get benefits out of doing a program and you'll continue to learn what you want to do through a program. And you know, people never really know for sure what you want to do with your life. You're constantly evolving and changing. So yeah, take that all with a grain of salt, but taking a gap year can at least give you a little bit more confidence if you're not as certain in if you want to pursue grad school. When you do a gap year, especially if you're able to land a job that's similar to the industry that you are interested in taking you're going to grad school for, you can learn a little bit more about what you like and what you don't like. And if you get the opportunity to take on an experience that gives you a little bit more insight into what like a grad school program can get you, if you find out that you don't love what that end career could give you, that's really beneficial for you. Another huge reason to consider taking a gap year, especially if you're looking at doing a program that's unpaid or is really expensive, is there's jobs out there that can pay for grad school. I don't think this is something that I really understood or knew much about when I was an undergraduate, but there are many jobs that have programs that can cover your tuition. And so from what I've seen in the United States, at least, these are a lot of government roles and a lot of university roles will allow you to pursue a degree or at least a certificate Now, obviously this is like between you and your supervisor and like dependent on the organization that you're working for, but those programs do exist within a lot of different kinds of jobs, and it can be a huge benefit if you are doing an unpaid program so that you don't actually have to pay. One important consideration with that is that if you are trying to do a degree while you're working a job, it can also be pretty challenging to be balancing both of those things, because oftentimes you're still working your full-time job and then also taking classes at the same time. So it can be pretty demanding, but not having to pay for your degree is a major benefit. And then also getting a salary while you're getting that degree is a huge benefit. So definitely something to consider if you are looking at grad school soon. Another big benefit of taking a gap year is really just getting more experience and more connections that can help you in grad school if that's what you want to do. A lot of people, as they finish their undergrad, they don't have as much experience as might be required by some grad programs. So taking a year to gain more experience is really helpful for helping you boost your resume to get into better programs that you might be interested in. It can definitely expand your options for what you might be competitive for. And then having connections and skills that are relevant to what you want to do in grad school can help also give you a lot more momentum in kind of hitting the ground running for grad school, especially if you're doing like a research-based program. If you've got connections in an area where you're looking to do research, if you've got connections with other universities or other organizations that can be beneficial to your research, that can help you so much in making great proposals to do work, and then also just having a lot higher impact work too. So why would you not want to take a gap year? I've definitely at this point hyped up gap years a lot, but there's plenty of reasons why you might not want to do one as well. Grad school is, there's no hiding that it is extremely demanding and difficult. And especially if you land in a nice job after graduating from your bachelor's, if you start getting a nice salary, it can be extremely difficult to face the pay cut that comes along with doing a grad program full-time and having to leave that job. If you stay in the job and you're doing the program, then that doesn't apply as much. But if it makes more sense for you to leave the job and then do the program full-time, like I did, it is really, really difficult to take the pay cut, especially if you've taken multiple gap years, you've been on a salary for multiple years. There's no getting around how much it sucks to get a major pay cut, especially because you just get really used to living a certain way, buying certain things, and losing that ability and having that really restricted is really a difficult transition. Personally, this was one of my bigger obstacles that I faced in the last couple years, especially when I landed a very stable and decently paying job. It was very difficult to face the idea of losing all of that stability that comes along with like nice financial security to then go back to very low wages. I'm in at least a paid program, which is the nice benefit of being in a lot of biology, PhD programs, and master's programs that are thesis-based are at least paid, which helps a lot. And then they also cover tuition, but the pay, it still is usually a pay cut from most jobs. So it still is a painful one. So yeah, definitely something else to consider. So another reason why you might not want to do a gap year, expanding on the last point about financial security, is job security. This is definitely something that's very real about taking on a program full time. If you are still in a job and doing grad school at the same time, this doesn't apply to you as much, but if you are doing a program full time and you have given up a stable job, then by taking a gap year, you are delaying your job security that much further down the line. So me being in a PhD program, I won't be having a job that's well paying and long-term like permanent until I am 32, because I am in a 5-year program and I'm 28 right now. So that's just something I have to accept about taking 5 years off and then committing to a 5-year program. I won't have the opportunity for that permanent, well-paying position until the age of 32. And so that can definitely be difficult when you have people around your age that are doing things like buying houses or taking really nice expensive trips in different parts of the world that are not necessarily something that I have easily available to me for a while. So yeah, that's definitely something else to consider. Now, this doesn't apply to you if you are still in a full-time job while doing your degree, because you're going to have that job security and a nice salary while you're doing a degree. But if you are not, then yeah, this is going to be something that you're going to have to consider if you are taking gap years and delaying that time where you're going to have a stable job. So I've taken 5 gap years, and in my opinion, I'm a big advocate for them. I originally wanted to go right into grad school right after undergrad, and I'm really happy that I graduated in 2020 and it was not an option realistically for me to go to grad school in the COVID year. So I gained a lot of experience and learned a lot about myself and really got the opportunity to come back to school with a lot of intention. And so I'm a big advocate for it, but like I've talked about in this video, it's not for everyone. So lots to consider. So anyway, thanks for watching, and I'm really excited to be back on this channel making more videos. I hope that I will have time to continue making these, because I really have missed YouTube, this channel, and this little community that I've started to grow. Thank you all for watching, and those of you that I've actually met in person. It's been really cool that people are watching these videos and it's actually impacting them in hopefully positive ways. So again, thank you for all your support, and I will see you in the next video. Have a great day.